This is a 5 square meter room where a lot of junk has been stored for a long time. But with a lot of sweat, tears and about $500, I turned it into this. A gaming room slash studio slash recording room slash office slash editing room slash... You get the point. Now let me show you how I did it. As an aspiring YouTuber and musician, I needed a place where I can record videos and songs without constant screaming from the family or barking from the literal demonic creatures we so-called dogs. I had an idea of how I wanted the final product to look like, and so while looking for an app to design my new studio in, I came across this website, and I kid you not, it's basically awesome. It had all that I needed, but I'm not sponsored by them, so let's talk about the design instead. I needed 3 things. A place to record videos and streaming, a place to record music, and somewhere to work more efficiently. With these guidelines in mind, I came up with this design. Sleek, mid-century, and very cozy. I loved it, but it was gonna be hard to put all this into here. Okay, let's get dirty. I had to clean and throw away basically everything inside this room, and believe me when I say it was not the easiest of chores. There were computers from 30 years inside here, and yes, I said computers. Anyways, in a couple of literal weeks of work, it was done.
Everything out, there's a huge echo here.
I also had to clean up a way bigger room right beside this, that's why it took me so long. Oh, and also I was very sick while doing this, so yes, basically hell. But after all that, I had my first step done. Creating a clear slate to work in. Now comes... I wanted to build a shelf-like piece of furniture for this little corner of the room, all from scratch, and there were 3 main reasons as to why. I wanted the place to be illuminated by various light sources placed around the studio, one here, one there, maybe one in this place, and having this type of structure gave variety to vertical placement of the lamps. By the way, see this one? Gotcha. Books, plushies, controllers, pedals, spots of light and color. They needed a place to live and inspire the creative feedback process. Now, you may think that this is a substantial and significant step of planning a space dedicated strictly to working. But I beg to differ. Decorating a place you inhabit is an essential part of inhabiting it. It makes it your own. Just like with a design project, bases are key. Color, shape, form, meaning. But it's the way you let these puzzle pieces interact with each other and with your own brain juices that brings them beyond the strong foundation into a greatly detailed and expressive piece. And with all of this in mind, I was ready to build that piece. But then I thought to myself, wow, this is a lot of work, and just went and bought an easy-to-build piece of furniture with same-day shipping. When I say this room was bare bones, I mean it. The floor was, well, inexistent. So I went to Home Depot to buy some nice wooden-like vinyl floors. Vinyl? Vinyl? I don't know how to say it. After looking at a couple of them, I decided on this one. Keep in mind that the original floor is all wonky and uneven, so not ideal conditions to stick these things on. I had to come after the fact to glue some of the tiles again. But when everything was done, it looked amazing. I was starting to feel at home. But it was time. The part of this project that I feared the most. The most important piece of this room. The moment that could make or break the entire project. It was time for... I needed a place for my setup to lay on, with enough space to place my camera and lights behind my screens. And the desk in my room was not the solution. I looked and looked and looked, but all conventional desks just weren't deep enough for this task. So I decided to, with no woodworking experience and no clue of what I was doing, build one from scratch. I made some sketches to get the measurements right. For me, it was a challenge designing a desk that was big enough, could support a lot of their setup, and only use 1 sheet of plywood. I had a tight budget. Once I settled with a design I liked, I went to Home Depot once again to buy and cut the plywood into the pieces I would need. But there was a problem. The pieces were bending. I tried several tricks to straighten them up, and this process wasted me days. But fortunately, I was able to revert most of the bends by dampening the woods and weighting it down under the sun. Thank you, random YouTube video. The assembling of the desk was pretty easy. Some screws and screwdriver was all I needed, and a lot of brute force, yeah. After this was time to paint. It took a couple of days, so it was a glossy finish application, but it went all smoothly, and for about $50 I built a beautiful custom desk for the room. By the way, if you want to set your video, tell me in the comments. And with the addition of a chair with swiveling armrests, the desk area was complete. One of the things I definitely wanted to have in this room was a wood slide wall. The only problem was they are expensive as fuck for that matter. I needed another solution than real slide walls. And one day, scrolling through Temu, I found my answer. This wallpaper claimed to be a quality replica of what I wanted, so I ordered it. But just as I did, my mind flooded. Doubts were bouncing in between the ridges of my smooth brain. Will the wallpaper arrive? Will it be strong enough to hold onto the uneven walls? Will it look good? Or will it just be a print in an oversized A4 sheet of paper? It can't be that good. It was that good. I'm not kidding when I say this is the best quality wallpaper I've ever seen. It sticks beautifully, looks great, and it actually is 3D! Absolutely mind-blowing. With the orange walls, I could have painted them, yes, but I went with more wallpaper. It was very cheap. Oh, and I also did the same with the ceiling. Now, with all the main pieces done, all there was left to do was give life to this thing. So, I got a plant and a little base for it to go with the aesthetic. Also, since this was supposed to be a creative space, I wanted a place to look at for some inspiration. The inspiration is one of the most important things in this type of rooms. It can transform a normal, boring day into something that's worth more going through. It can help you get unstuck when you don't know what to do next. It will help me know to stay in the path. So, I got some of my favorite pieces of different medias and designed posters for them. Really cute, I know. Printed them and framed them. In the end, I hung them behind the door. Beautiful. One of my favorite details of the whole room. Oh, and also, this was a studio, so this place needs a little sound dampening, even if it was purely aesthetic. So I got some acoustic foam panels, grabbed the 2-inch, the 1-inch is literally garbage, and glued them all around. And what's a music studio without some musical instruments? So I hung my guitars in the wall and sold my brother's keyboard for my own. To further display the guitars as central pieces of the room, I used what was left of the desk plywood to make a couple of shelves. 2 plates above the desk, one left, one right, and a long one on top of the guitars. With a couple lights attached to the bottom of it via magnets, they lit the instruments up very, very nicely. And while we talk about lighting, I made a hole in the wall and hooked a completely new light, also from Temu, to shine onto the posters. I changed the ceiling light bulb like 3 times, but I set up on this RGB lamp that I can turn on and off for mood effect. With that and a couple of lights in the corner shelves, the only things left were some finishing touches all around the room. So, without further ado, I present to you the studio. This project took me a few months to finish because I was doing a lot of other stuff at the time, so if you enjoyed the video, I would truly appreciate if you hit the like button. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye bye!